Hey guys, Shadow Reviewer here. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you are spending every February 14th with the people you love and care about. And today, on the poll that I made a couple of months ago, not entirely sure, I put out what you want me to do for Valentine's Day. And the one that won by a couple of votes is the top 5 best TV and movie kisses. Now, before I get started, a couple of rules. First off, I'll only be covering the movies and shows that I've watched. Mostly because I want to talk about them in depth and see how the kiss impacted me both in cinematic movies and cinematic television. Secondly, I'll be doing this in an interesting format. Like, I'll talk about one movie, one TV, one movie, one TV, until it gets to the number ones. And thirdly, this is just my opinion. If you think there's one on the list that you saw should be higher, let me know down in the comments. Or if there's a show you want me to recommend that has good kisses in there, do that the same. Also do the same. So, without further ado, let's get into it. My top 5 favorite movie and TV couples of all time. Sorry, that meant to say kisses. Sorry about that. Number 5, Will and Elizabeth, Pirates of the Caribbean 3 at World's End. Now, I'm just gonna go say it. I don't like Pirates 3. I think it's the worst in the series. It's too damn long. It's confusing. But it does have a few cool moments. Mainly 3. 1, Captain Barbossa, the best character in the series, and honestly, I'm annoyed at this character. 2, has another cool introduction scene for Captain Jack. And 3rd is the final fight, particularly this moment in particular. Okay, so throughout this whole fiery battle, Will, out of the blue, asks Elizabeth to marry him. And in a funny twist, they ask Captain Barbossa to marry them. And it's honestly so damn funny. As they're fighting, Barbossa starts "We are gathered here today to celebrate the marriage of Will and Elizabeth." They keep going. They both gently say "I do's," and Barbossa, "I now pronounce you man and wife." Damn it, just kiss the bride! And they both go in for really a cool shot of them both kissing in the rain as the fight goes on around them. It's a really cool shot. And the chemistry between Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley is not bad. The actors are doing with what they're given, and it's a nice moment in the series. And finally, the franchise ended there. And that's the best movie kiss, by the way. Number 5, Emma and Hook, Once Upon a Time. The 5th best TV kiss. Now, I haven't seen the whole show. I've only gone up to, season 5. But honestly, one of the best couples up there is Emma and Hook, aka Killian Jones. So, Emma finds out that Hook gave up the Jolly Roger. She asks him that, and he's like, "Aye." And they just go in for the kiss. It's honestly beautifully sweet. I mean, the guy is a pirate, and he had to choose between the Jolly Roger or the woman he loves. He chose the right choice, and honestly, that kiss right there, what you see, is perfect. And honestly, this makes them honestly one of my favorite couples in the show. And like I said, I only got up to season 5, but I don't know, if I get enough votes, I might cover the show and see it to the end. As much as season 7 wasn't needed. Number 4, George and Lorraine from Back to the Future, the 4th best movie kiss. Back to the Future is one of those iconic sci-fi classics. The whole teenage boy goes back past 30 years and accidentally ruins his parents' first meeting, causing him to nearly disappear. The whole scene is built up nicely. I mean, George finally beating up Biff, the boy that kept bullying him, and he saved Lorraine from what that was. I can't say because this video might get demonetized. Lorraine ends up falling in love with George, and it's a beautifully sweet moment. Just when they're about to kiss, some redhead steals Lorraine from George. As the scene builds up, Marty starts disappearing, and you think it's all going to be over. George comes back in, pushes the guy off Lorraine, and he goes for that iconic kiss as the song Earth Angel starts playing. Marty gets back up, the future restored. You've got George in the background waving to Marty as Marty waves his new handbag, and as the music swirls down, it's a beautifully done moment. And honestly, the kiss seals the deal, saving Marty's life, both mentally and physically. Honestly, these two deserve each other, and Marty made their lives better than it was before. Number 4, Leonard and Penny, The Big Bang Theory. And yes, this is the 4th best TV kiss. Leonard and Penny have a very complicated relationship. I mean, she's a blonde who's an actress, waitress, pharmaceuticalist later on, and just around your typical blonde. Leonard is just a nerd. A typical nerd who lives with pretty much a germaphobe man-child. So you think, interesting, how are we going to get them hooked? How are we going to get them to hook up? So they're at this party. Penny, I think, just got stood up by Zach. She's dressed as a cat. Leonard's dressed as Frodo Baggins from Lord of the Rings. Leonard goes to comfort her when she starts crying, and then they kiss. And yes, this is their first kiss. And they both aren't sure what to do. And honestly, Callie Cuoco, sorry, I mispronounced it, and Johnny Galecki act the scene out pretty well. And honestly, the chemistry throughout the whole series is perfect. And honestly, Leonard and Penny are iconically the best couple in the show. Sharon and Amy may be good, and Howard and Bernadette might be great, but Leonard and Penny will always be the best. Hashtag Lenny. Or Pennard. Or Pierre. Any one of the two, you make it up. Honestly, this is like early in the season, and this kiss, that first kiss I had, is pretty much what brings them together slowly. And honestly, it's kind of sweet. They don't know what to make of it. That's pretty much it. Number 3, Andrew and Margaret, The Proposal. This is downright funny and sweet. Honestly, I love The Proposal. It's one of my favorite Ryan Reynolds movies. So yeah, they go through this whole journey. Margaret blackmails Andrew into marrying her. She stay in the country. And throughout the whole movie, Andrew doesn't have to pretend. He actually starts falling in love with her. And this final scene at the end where he outright tells her, marry me because I like to date you, Margaret isn't sure what to do. She's like, you don't want to be with me. I'm not the one for you. I deserve to get punished for what I did to you. I outright blackmailed you and lied to your family. Andrew doesn't care. He tells her how much he loves her. And she's like, I'm scared. He's like, me too. And he just goes in for the kiss. He just outright just kisses her first. And yes, I did say this was funny. She's like, aren't you supposed to go down on one knee or something? He's like, I'll take that as a yes. Oh, okay. I love that moment. Honestly, the chemistry between Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock is perfectly perfectly beautiful and funny at the same time. Honestly, they don't know the words for it. They may be a min-max couple, one being rich and the other one being just, well, the typical guy who has to live off the money he's been paid for. But honestly, they deserve each other at the end, and I'm glad they're honest from here on out. Number 3, Ian and Mickey from Shameless, the third best TV kiss. And yes, this is the only gay couple on this list. And no, I am not one of those people. I want to be biased and equal on here, so I gotta at least add one gay couple on here. And honestly, this is honestly the best. Yes, we've got Kurt and Blaine from Glee. We've got honestly no, that's all I could come up with. But no, Ian and Mickey are the best. So yeah, so Mickey's father finds out about his son and Ian hooking up. So he ships Mickey off to marry some other chick. And on Mickey's wedding day, Ian comes along and they decide, screw it, we're gonna have one last passion of love before I plant the ring. And honestly, this kiss is so sweet and downright funny at the same time. I mean, they have to be really discreet about this. And honestly, it makes it so much more powerful as they eventually go through hell to get back together again. Honestly, Shameless has some weird-ass couples. I mean, I would have put Kevin and Veronica on this list, but Ian and Mickey are even better. Honestly, they deserve to be together, and this is honestly their best kiss. And the one that I've seen. Again, I only got up to season 4, but this scene alone is just downright perfect. Number 2, Giselle and Robert from Enchanted, the second best movie kiss. Yeah, this was a pretty good kids flick. The whole mixing of animation and live action. Honestly, the final scene, Giselle and Pip take down Narissa, the dragon who kidnapped Robert, and she falls to her death. But Robert starts to slip. Giselle throws the sword at him to try and keep him safe, but it doesn't work. She catches him, and they almost start to fall until they stop just barely at the end. And I do like this cute banter between Patrick Dempsey and Amy Adams. Is this a habit of yours, falling on stuff? Only if you're there to catch me. And they just go for it. Now, I would put their earlier kiss on there, but Giselle was more asleep when Robert brought her back. But this kiss here solidifies them as a couple. And honestly, this was a beautifully done moment. We pretty much had a whole movie to cement their chemistry, and this is the one that perfected it. All except one. And you'll find out about it soon enough. But honestly, this was a fun movie, and these two were the center of it as one of the best. Number 2, Bill and Sookie from True Blood, the second best TV kiss. Yeah, I'm one of those people that actually like these two as a couple. Now, if you're wondering, thinking, this is from the one they weren't dating. Yes, it was. This is from when back at possibly the worst season of the series. Now, originally I wanted to put their kiss from the second season on there, but this felt more like a speech type scene than a kiss scene. In this one, this feels more into it. So, Bill is dying from the Hep V virus, the deadly virus that kills vampires. So, Bill decides to not take the cure that was given to him. So he decides to die on his own terms. And Sookie decides to stand by him until the end, which is generally beautifully sweet. So she goes out to his house and is like, I'm never going to leave your side, and they go for it, which ends up getting much more interesting. And honestly, this kiss right here pretty much signifies that I wish they'd gotten back together. And yes, it makes more complete sense since Stephen Moyer and Anna Paquin are married in real life after meeting on the show. And honestly, it shows in their chemistry. It's beautifully done, and I want to see Belle and Sookie get back together. But sadly, that's not the case. But this kiss right here pretty much signifies them as a couple. But it's not the best kiss on here. There's one better. Now, before we get to the number ones, a couple of honorable mentions. Yeah. Honorable mentions. Hellboy and Liz from the first Hellboy movie. Yeah, they were a pretty decent couple. And when Hellboy brought Liz back to life, it was one steaming hot kiss. And yes, that was a pun! Honestly, these two were great. Honestly, Selma Blair, I think that's her name, and Ron Perlman had great chemistry. Tell me if that's the wrong name from Liz's actress. I'm terribly sorry, I'm trying to remember this at the top of my head. Barry and Iris from The Flash. Yeah, the series as a whole is kind of a mix between pretty much after season 4 I stopped watching, but Barry and Iris were pretty much the heart of the show, for what I saw. And this kiss from the end of season 2 was beautifully sweet. I mean, after all the hell Barry has been through, Iris being by his side is what he needed. Until he screwed it up mere moments later. But this kiss was honestly among the best. And thankfully, they've been together from season 3 onwards. But the reason I didn't put it on the list is because, yeah, this whole beautiful moment gets butchered later. Now, on to the number ones. My number one favorite kiss goes to Peter and Gwen from The Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, I like this kiss better than Peter and MJ. Hear me out. The one at the end of Spider-Man 2 was good. But it was, again, more talky than a kiss. This one was pretty much the same. Talk and kiss. Okay, so Peter's been invited over to his crush's family's dinner, and they talk about Spider-Man. Gwen's father is a cop and is sure that Spider-Man should be helping out, etc., etc. So they get onto this rooftop. Peter's ready to tell Gwen. He's unsure about it until it gets pretty damn smoking hot. He stomps up using his web and swings around for a kiss. And I love that Gwen immediately figures it out. But before she can speak, Peter just goes in for the kiss. You're Spider-Man, shut up. Honestly, it's a beautifully sweet moment. And given that Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone were dating at the time of this movie's release, I'm not surprised. And honestly, it shows on screen. Peter and Gwen are honestly the best couple. And honestly, this is the best romance we saw in live action. Peter and MJ, they're good. Peter and MJ from the Marvel movies, they're okay. But Peter and Gwen are among the best. And sadly, given what happens in the next film, is honestly the most saddest parts. But this kiss alone is perfect. And I consider it the number one best kiss, my favorite movie kiss. And my number one favorite TV kiss of all time goes to Cleo and Lois from H2O Just Add Water. And honestly, are you really that surprised? Given I've been reviewing this show for like 13 months at this point, it's no surprise these two are the best. Honestly, if you want to, I'm gonna try and make it short, but the kiss is genuinely satisfyingly sweet. If you want to know more about the episode it's season 2, episode 25. Go watch that video. Honestly, the chemistry between Angus McLaurin and Phoebe Toygan is among the best. It's beautiful, it's sweet, and it's downright heart-melting. and them getting back together after what Charlotte did to them is perfect. And I consider it the #1 best TV kiss ever to me. It's beautifully sweet, and I don't think there will be any show that I watched can top it. So that's my Valentine's Day gift to you guys. Once again, happy Valentine's Day. Spend it with the ones you care about the most. For the lovey-dovey couples, spend it with your man, your girl, whoever. For the ones who aren't dating, I think spend it with family. You don't have to be alone to celebrate Valentine's Day. There are all types of love: family love, relationship love, animal love, all that type. Just don't make it weird, okay? I'll be releasing my H2O episode, Season 3, Episode 16, The Dark Side, later this afternoon. Until then, enjoy this Valentine's Day gift to you. Until then, I'm the Shadow Reviewer. Happy Valentine's Day.